Hi guys, Tensafe here. Welcome back to part 2 of the restricted Warlock run. Okay, we are up against a Shaman. So, the way I like to play against a Shaman is similar to how I would play against a Mage. The thing with Shamans is the fact that they do have a lot of removal spells. And they've got a lot of spells that will buff their totems and actually make these 0-2 totems able to attack or to trade with your creatures. So you just want to kind of prevent that, try to keep their board clear if possible. Spells you want to look out for are basically if they manage to build up a board against you and they bloodlust, you're probably dead. Also, Flame Tongue Totem would allow them to trade all their tiny totems for possibly a large minion that you cast. So over there I was kind of contemplating Voidwalker and tapping. I think what I was afraid of with the Voidcaller was that our opponent would somehow be able to kill it, and instead of summoning the Dread Infernal, he would summon the Voidwalker. Okay. So the Weaponsmith is not really a big deal. You can see in my hand I do have Auctioneer with Corruption and Power Overwhelming. So ideally what I'd like to do is to save Auctioneer till I can cast it with both spells. However, I saw the opportunity at that point where Corruption would actually work and work well for us. So I went ahead and played it. So there, I think that was a good overall trade. I could have used Hellfire, but I mean, we've achieved the same result by using Shadow Bolt, so I wanted to save the Hellfire for possibly if we ever fell behind and our opponent started building up totems. Okay. So the nice thing about her deck is it's got so many combos. Especially with Voidcaller. And I mean, if I had to rank Warlock cards for arena purposes, Voidcaller would definitely be in the top 3. Okay. So unfortunately for our opponent, we do have Hellfire, which clears his board. And yeah, we're in a really good position now. You can see how happy I am. And I mean, I'm so confident that I actually play Pit Lord and we eat the 5 damage. Our opponent can tell as well, so he's basically given up. And yeah, so this is probably the easiest game we had with this deck. Okay, so on to the next game. So Paladin. So after that last win, we were at 2-2. We are at 2-2. So I'm really not sure why. I did that. That was a pretty stupid mulligan on my part. Look at our hand now. We've got 4 huge cards. I basically threw away all our little cards and kept our one big card, the Floating Watcher. Don't know what I was thinking. I was probably distracted by chat. But yeah, don't play like that, please. So luck was definitely on our side. He got a Murloc Raider out first turn, which is really great, but he didn't have a turn 2 like a Bloodfen Raptor or something, because that would have been pretty deadly for us. The fact that all he could play was the Silverhand Recruit really helped us out. So here, I mean, I was really concerned with Quartermaster. But if I think about it, if he did have Quartermaster, why would he have traded that one Silverhand Recruit for one of my imps? So maybe this was a bad play, but I took out the 1/1s instead of the 2/1s just because I really didn't want to risk having them buff to 3/3s on this coming turn. And the good news for us is the fact that all our opponent's minions have 1 health. So Dread Inferno will easily take care of them. So he's got us down to 10 health. Things are looking pretty scary for us. The only good thing is that his board is clear and we do have Dread Inferno out. So right here, he plays 3/2 2-drops. And at least 2 of them he would have played on turn 2 if he had the cards. So there was some luck on our part. Right now, we're facing 8 damage. All I'm thinking of is we have to negate this damage somehow. So I'm trying to keep his board clear as best as we can. Okay, and he summons a 9/9. So things are looking pretty scary right now. One thing to note, we could have traded Power Overwhelming with our Dread Inferno to trade with that 9/9. I gotta sneeze. Oh no, I'm okay. But instead we did draw the owl, so I decided to use the owl to debuff the 9/9 into 6/6. Yeah, he's just pulling everything out right now. So we really need a Hellfire to clear the board. We don't get it, but we are at 16, so I feel pretty happy with that. So, I mean, this is a pretty good use of Shield Bearer, just because he is going to kind of deflect 4 damage off of our Floating Watcher and off of ourselves. I think our opponent should realize at this point that he is really far behind in terms of just cards in hand. So he really needs to kind of try to capitalize on the fact that he does have all these minions on the board and try to get us down like as quick as he can. So back there, some of you may disagree, but I may have considered not trading with the Floating Watcher and actually attacking face. So he's cast a few other big creatures, but you can see, like, I feel pretty good right now. Like, I don't feel too nervous. And all I'm doing right now is just cycling through our cards. We managed to get Corruption, which is super lucky. So I'm casting it to cycle through our cards. And I'm also casting it as a bluff. I really want our opponent to trade that Dark Iron with this Auctioneer. And I think, based on how he's playing, that he will do that. Which I think would be a mistake if he does. Yeah. So he does. The reason I think is he should attack face is because if he had attacked me, I would be at 2. And being a Warlock at 2 health, I can't tap for an extra card. I can't use Hellfire. There are a ton of cards I can't play. Like creatures, like Pit Lord, and that one casting cost 3/2, just because they would do damage to my face and I would die. So instead, he decided to trade. So as you can see there, it actually allowed me to tap and to actually find that taunt. So now he's still in a good position. Because at the end of the day, like, I can't... Like, now I really can't Hellfire. We're very lucky to have top deck the Void Walker. Just because if we didn't, we would be dead for sure. So one thing to note, we do die to pretty much any Pally spell that he has. So if he has a spell, he wins. If he has a weapon, he wins. And then, so unfortunately for him, he doesn't have one this turn. But this is a very good example of why I think Pallies are the top 2 class in Arena. Is their hero power is so good. I mean, this guy has 0 cards in hand. He's basically top decking and hoping to get a creature every time he draws a card. And so when he does draw a creature, well, because of his hero power, now he has 2. Alright. We are back. We ran into some technical difficulties. Anyway, so even though he does have a good hero power, he's just in a tough position right now. Not in the sense of where our health is at, but he really needs to top deck something to win, whereas, you know, I still have that opportunity to kind of fight back. Yeah, you can kind of tell I'm really nervous because I don't know what he's going to pull out of his hat. And if it's a spell or a weapon, I'm probably going to be dead. Good news for us is we keep top decking taunts. So really awesome. You can tell every time he draws a card, I get a little more nervous. So here we finally got our demon out, so I can use Soulfire if I want to. Yes, and I do. Okay. So any little mistake is going to kill me, including just tapping, being stupid and tapping. Alright. So our opponent's given up. I'm super happy. I think this is... Are we 3-2 now? Or 4-2? We are 3-2. Okay, Warrior. So Warrior in Arena. If you're a new player, you're just starting out, play like maybe 50 Arena games, do yourself a favor, do not pick a Warrior to play. Warriors can do well, but it is so dependent on the cards you get. And the issue with warriors is that they just don't have very good removal. I think that's what the issue is. Yeah, so when I rank like all the arena classes, warrior is at the bottom, and I would definitely not pick a warrior, especially if I'm starting out. That being said, if you're starting out and you're wondering, well, what class should I pick, Tensa? I would say a mage or a pally. And I'll actually be making a video about this because I think it is a pretty important topic. Anyways, let's get back to the game. I have decided to play my taunt. So the reason for that is because, I mean, if you look at the rest of my hand, there's nothing really good. If I play Voidwalker, I'm basically just throwing him away, almost. And I figure with my taunt, with the fact that this guy has, I forget the name of this card, but the 1-drop that buffs your other creatures. I decided we had to get him out to kind of take care of his board right now. And if you notice with this warrior, like he's drafted some what I would consider odd cards, and he's already at 2 cards in hand. Yes, he has 1 on the board, but that only equals like 3, or he drew 1, so he has 4 cards, as opposed to my 6 cards plus a coin. So he's already running out of steam. Using that Arcanite Reaper in that way, I mean, it's really suspect. I think that's a bad play. Because what's the point in doing that? You've dealt 5 damage, whereas you really want your weapons to help you control the board and win in that fashion. So he's basically given up a charge of that Arcanite Reaper for 5 of my health. I'm happy with the trade. I don't think he should be very happy. And yeah. So you can kind of tell I don't think I'm very nervous right now. It's a warrior. It's a pretty straightforward game. Again, I'm using Bane of Doom any chance I get, because it's really cool when you use that spell and you draw a legendary like Mal'Ganis. So all that I said earlier is still true. So even though when you look at the boards now, my opponent has a pretty good hold on things. Like, he has pretty good board control. But that's more from the fact that he has good cards. Like, there are some good cards in his hand, and not because of the class he picked. Overall, I think if you pick a warrior in Arena, if you pick a warrior 10 times to get like a pretty good picture of how well you're going to do, at best you're probably going to be 3-3 or 4-3. So we've really used Auctioneer very well. I would trade here, I hope. Yeah, I mean, the Auctioneers basically helped us cycle 3 cards. And now he's going to take care of one of our opponent's big minions. So he's gotten us pretty good value. We are at 10 health. So all I'm thinking of is I'm trying to minimize his board presence as early as I can. And that's why I use the owl. So over here, we got really lucky. I still stand by what I say about warriors. It's just our deck is not very good. Okay, the Void Caller summons a Floating Watcher. I would have been happy either way. I think the most important thing is the fact that that getting rid of the Void Caller did not get rid of our board presence. So we're lucky enough to actually tap and get that Void Caller Walker. I don't know if he made a mistake, because if he had attacked me, I would have just cast Healbot and then tapped. So I think hang on to that weapon to kind of help control the board is fine. Oh, and here he top deck the Kodo. I feel really sad. Yeah, you can tell I'm pretty sure we're dead. Are we dead? I'm not sure. Okay, so same situation as pretty much last game. We're at 2 health. Any charge is going to kill us. Any weapon is going to kill us. I squelch him because I hate it when opponents try to play mind games with me. Okay. But you see now, I'm pretty happy with the top deck. We did get the taunt, which basically, I think, reduces his chances of the cards that he can draw to win to like 2. So Mortal Strike, and I think there is that neutral creature that does 2 damage, the 2 damage battle cry. All I'm doing now is just, keeping the board safe and clearing him out. All right. So that was super close. Yep. Okay. So we've won our 4th game. I think we've just been incredibly lucky to face shamans and warriors. All right. Well, if you've made it to the end and you're watching me talk right now, congratulations. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have any critiques, any comments, and when I say critiques, anything about the video quality, sound quality, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. It would really help me out. If you like the video in general, if you like the gameplay, do me a favor, hit the like button or the subscribe button for more awesome videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time.